Hey, what's up, everybody? As you can see, it's just me and John tonight. Everybody else is busy. Ethan got called back in for double duty tonight, so he won't be here. Ron forgot to pay the state of New Jersey's power bill, so they cut him off. So he's not going to be here tonight. And Gary's still working on some stuff at his house, so he's not going to be with us tonight either. But John and I have some interesting new products that we got that we're going to share with everybody. And I can see Sam Burns is in the house. I can see Hot Rod in Daytona said he did a cleaned up version of the rocket launch that he just uploaded again. So he took with the drone that they sent. Where was it they were sending that drone to? To Mars, maybe? Was it Mars? Or was it to the moon?
I can't remember.
Anyway, they made a drone that they were sending to another planet or another interstellar object. And he made a video of the launch. So, and I can also see Michigan Adventures, SoCal Drones, Artco Drone Solution. Mitch is in the house, the man that taught Bardwell. I am not going to stop it. We know it for a fact. Bardwell will probably never admit to it, but we can bring him on here anytime with Mitch, and Mitch can match him knowledge for knowledge. And I think that we'll find out that Mitch is the man that taught him. Let's see. Mars. Let's see. He was saying it was Mars. And he got his DaVinci Resolve, DaVinci Studio upgrade today. Oh, so you paid the big bucks and got the good one. Yeah. So you can do the full 4K, HDR, all that stuff. That's pretty good. I think you can go to 8K in that. Not sure. But glad everybody's here. Welcome to Season 4, Episode, let me look again, 29. Drone Therapy goes rogue, and we're going rogue for the last time. As you can see, we've rogued everybody out. So we're just going to talk about random stuff, whatever you all come up with in the chat. Glad to have you here. And I'm going to say, what's up, John, who got here right at the very last second.
Good evening, everyone. It's going to be a good little this is our last rogue, right, Bill?
Yeah, we're not roguing anymore.
We're in our last little rogue here. But I got a little bit of flying today. Got some new stuff in. Yeah, should be pretty good. Should be pretty good.
Cool. And let me see. This format's kind of weird. Oh, I like that a little bit better.
Yeah, much better. Much better.
This might scare people. They can see my pores.
So, Bill, I think you have some more exciting stuff than I do to share.
Oh, wait a minute. We still got some. We got a lot of different people come. Metro's in here. Glad to see you, sir. Bill, John, howdy. Like I said, the other guys are out this evening. Ron is underwater in New Jersey. Let's see. And we're just rolling through here. Steve Carpenter, glad to see you in the house. And John is with me as well. Johnny Drone Flyer, I can see you too. Any subjects that you all can think of, I've got some new stuff. I see the drone made the first home delivery in the United States. Ooh, I've got that news coming up. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. I've got that coming right up.
Got that coming up.
Police investigate drone interrupting twins pirate game. Ooh.
Boy.
Drone shows footage and scale of destruction in Beirut. That's an interesting conversation because that second explosion looked kind of unique to me.
Did.
Anyway. So.
Chat open now.
Well, with that being said, let's see. John saying hello to everybody. Going back and forth. Wait a minute. Did I see? Wait a minute. Rojo. Did I miss Robert? Somebody said Rojo Drone.
Yeah, Robert's here. Yep.
There, I see it now. Hello, kids. I'm sorry, sir. It only took me a while. Old eyes. So glad to have you all in the house. Like I said, anything that you all can think of. I think everybody's blue, so you can throw links up that you want to talk about too. But okay, yes, John's right. I have some very interesting news. I ordered a drone. I was hoping it was going to be. Oh, I should already let the cat out of the bag because I said hoping. I was hoping it was going to be the Tang Mini optical flow 4K dual camera. Michael Wright, hello. We're glad to see you. Is there anything replacing going rogue? That's a good question. We're open for. Okay, so I'm going to go off on a tangent before I grab this little toy drone. We struggle week to week coming up with some creative and interesting and relative drone topic that literally is not beat the shit out of by every other drone TV show on YouTube.
Right. So what we're doing is we're going to have pet therapy where we all show our pets.
Pet the pussy this way. You pet the pussy like this. Yes, rub the pussy, make it purr. Okay, sorry, that was a little strange. But
yeah, a little strange.
What we're
that's
gonna
par
do,
for the course for this show.
Yes, exactly. That's why it's therapeutic in a lot of ways. I can actually bring out my strange and unusual dialects and be something strange, and everybody goes, "Okay, click next channel."
Wait, if strange is the usual, then is it really strange when you think about it?
Wait a minute. What's Sam saying? John's pussy. Okay. Okay, next thing you know, we're going to be talking about nits again. Anyway, the drone, the toy drone. Oh my God. It was like somebody threw a squirrel in the room.
You could say you got banged good.
Come here. Oh, I'm so old and I've shrunk. Oh. Okay. So, unlike normal, these...
Oh, that's a great topic, Robert. I will bring that up.
Wait a minute. Robert said something? Did I miss something? Oh.
Robert and I were on the Drone Hub, Canadian Drone Hub, the other day, and
it was the day I was giving you hell about the shirt, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And he brought up, and we had an excellent little discussion about things. And actually, that would be a great topic. I would love to hear the chat, hear things about that.
Wait a minute. Is TikTok gone?
No, TikTok is not gone. But
okay.
we'll dive into that in a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so without further ado, it was supposed to be, as you can see the box, you're thinking, oh, cool, yeah, and it says, what's it say? 4K optical flow, double camera, 90-degree adjustment, gesture photo. Looks badass. Okay, Now here's the first part of the problem. Now it's saying, you can see right here, it's saying 4K Wi-Fi. Nothing about dual camera, nothing about, and I don't think it's 4K either. But the order, and we can look at my order here in a minute, but the little drone's kind of cool. It's a typical $30 toy drone, if that tells you anything. So will it stay in one place? No, not if you go... it's one of those, if you like wave your hand, it goes, yeah. So, it's okay. It resembles a Mavic Mini.
But it's not what you wanted. It's not what you ordered. And I mean, I'm disappointed because I really wanted to know how all that optical
flow worked. Yeah, that was the only reason I wanted it, man. That was the only reason, it's like, oh, do you want a flash sale or not? I mean, it's, the profile's cool. It flies very similar to the Mavic Mini, to be honest with you. It does okay. The thing about it is the adjustment. There's a button on the controller to dial it in, and you basically you can see this one over here. You'll press it, and then you'll pull the joystick one way or the other, and it'll beep. And then the problem is if you have to wait a couple of seconds for it revert to control mode, or you can press it really quickly yourself. But the thing about it is if it's not dialed in properly and you're trying to adjust it, it tends to want to slam into things. So you need a large area to try to dial it in.
Okay, this is really funny. I guess you have some kind of green screen thing up or whatever. Because when you put that controller up, you can literally see through it. What's up with that? Or is the bottom see-through? Like, can I see that again?
No. Yeah, there's holes here.
There's actual holes in there. Oh my God. I'm thinking that looks like some green screen stuff is going on there.
Stay out of my shit, John.
I'm like, what is going on there? Oh my
John
goodness.
says, what was in them brownies, honey?
Oh my God. Now, so there are holes there. What are those supposed to be for? Just save money on plastic, probably.
So to cause creative, and I don't know, it's like a coffee book, or a coffee table book. Something conversational. I don't know. The only thing kind of burns me out was the box says 4K. Now let's look real quick. We'll go ahead. Now you have something else cool. I have something cool here in a little bit.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not super cool, but it kind of goes. Well, you got a drone that doesn't have optical flow,
and
I've got a drone that I'm asking myself, does the optical flow even work? So you guys know SEMA, right? SEMA's pretty popular toy drone, and still is a popular starter drone. Well, this is SEMA's new X500 GPS model, and well, it's supposed to have optical flow on the bottom, but I tried it and it just doesn't work. It just has a really hard time staying stable. So yeah, Bill, you got one without optical flow, and I got one that says it has optical flow, but it doesn't seem to work. So
here's
isn't
the
that
thing.
Great?
I'm looking at it again. Let's bring up my order. I will share my order. I will share my order with you guys. Okay.
Well, you got to get me out of the thing because I'm full.
No. I'm trying to find, because the actual order itself, I'm trying to see if it says dual cam. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We got the whole thing. Yeah, but I will bring you back out of John mode, and then I will share this. So you all can help me here and see if I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm old eyes and I'm just okay. So y'all can see that, right? Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead. We'll make it full screen. All right, let me come back over here. So we got ordered on 7/20/20. It was supposed to be on a flash sale. Credit debit card. On FedEx vehicle. Come down here. Everything order submitted. All right, so
I think we believe you that it's the optical flow one. It says
well,
it right there.
Look right here. It says mini with dual cameras. Optical flow positioning, and look at that price. That was why I jumped on it. $27.99. You know, and that was my title right there. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get it for that.
They screwed up.
Yeah, so basically that's it. Yeah, what John said.
So we got Sam Burns saying, can we talk about the DJI Cinewoop coming out for $1,000 RTF kit? All right. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
I ain't heard anything
link
about
us.
that.
Link us.
I would love to see a link to that.
Although that's pretty close to what we've been theorizing for about a month now.
Yeah, we've talked about that on and off when it comes to the whole DJI FPV stuff. What's DJI's next move going to be?
Yeah.
We've been wanting.
Oh no! Come here. It won't let me. Am I going to have to do this?
Okay, I guess there's one more big thing to show and tell. We can either.
Oh, you have something big to show and tell?
No, you. That was pretty much it for me because I think I've showed my build.
Oh well, okay, yes, I'm
gonna
right. And my birthday. Here's a lot of interesting stuff, and I will go ahead and tell everybody now that and if he's out there watching, he can hear me accept now. But I was invited to be on Bill the Drone Reviewer show next week for his 10,000 subscriber special event. And so I will tell everyone now that I am accepting, and he's going to have a lot of really interesting guests on next week to celebrate his 10,000 subscribers. It should be a very cool event. Great for everyone to come in and check it out and hang out over there for a while. And I tell you what, Bill should be giving away some swag for 10,000 subscribers, shouldn't he? What do y'all think about that? Bill should be giving away some swag, man. So
swag, got that coming up.
Yeah, swag, got that coming
up
next week on Bill's Drone Reviewer, 10,000 subscribers. So be sure to get over there and check that out. But anyway,
absolutely. Congratulations.
It's on the exact same day as my 55th birthday. Next Tuesday, I will turn 55. And my family got me, they said, what do you want? So, they said, go order it. We'll all pitch in and cover the bill afterwards. So I was either going to get a laptop or this.
The new shiny.
Yes, the new shiny.
The new shiny.
That word. Okay, so and then I should send the shiny back if they won't go ahead and put fly on here.
You should. Yeah. You feel like you want to send it back already.
No. I was making a joke. I wasn't.
I know. Serious. I'm just kidding.
It just will make me fly the Mavic 2 more. So, and then of course, then I would be really pissed off if in like 3 months they come out with DJI smart controller 2.
Well, that's just great. If that controller was more affordable, I would love to have something like that. You just take it out. You don't have to mess with your phone. Nothing. Screen's pretty solid and all that. I mean, that's just a great controller.
Well, Best Buy gave me a 10% discount for my birthday on whatever I ordered. And we had like $45 in certificates that were going to expire. So I think I got like $85, $95 off.
Ooh, Sam Burns is saying the DJI Digital Cinewhoop was confirmed by Lauren Donauer. Multiple people here. Matt Kundiff, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong there, was witness to the verbal confirmation there from Lauren about the DJI FPV
Was this
drone.
on Philly's show last night or something?
I'm not sure, but that's what Lauren was saying. So that's where we got the rumor in the grapevine here about the DJI Cinewhoop.
Huh.
Well, you know what? We've been talking about that for weeks, right? Like you were saying.
And Lauren came into our chat one night and was like, oh, no, it's going to be October, November. Because I was saying September, remember? And I've been saying September. And well, okay, here's the deal. Here's the timeline. The DJI little camera got leaked. And we were thinking, everybody was saying Mavic 3, Mavic 3, Mavic 3. And then you and Ethan both were saying, no, why would you want to do that on a gimbaled camera? Why are you wanting to do that? I mean, yeah, it gives you the fourth axis, but it's kind of redundant at this point. So, and then you were like, well, that's about the same size as almost like a session, man. It would be perfect for an FPV. And then one thing led to another, and we started realizing, well, if DJI was actually going to break into what they would consider entry-level racing field, it would have to be some way they could dominate. And that's what we're
right. And the truth of the matter is, look, now that I've flown the DJI system, I feel like I can actually comment on this with a real opinion, not just I'm sitting in the back and looking at other people flying it. I don't think that the DJI system is ready for racing.
No.
With down to the minute, down to the second racing, you really, really have to have a link with the least latency. And so when Osita Lab came out and said, DJI FPV racing drone, it's coming soon, right? He said something like that. Everyone was like, oh, it's not going to be it's a racing drone. How can that be? And we were all like, he's just misinterpreting it. He's
exactly.
Misinterpreting it. He's calling this a racing drone when this is not technically a race class drone. It's a freestyle drone.
Right.
And he was applying that to probably the Cinewhoop stuff too. But that'd be great. That seems like a good logical extension for DJI with this.
And the thing, I guess what the cool thing is if you follow DJI over the years, you kind of get a feel for what they're going to do with their products. Now, I would not be surprised, and I'm going to be straight up, it's about time for an Osmo Pocket 2. We're about due. I think it's about time. And it's going to be super. The only thing that's going to scare me is if they put 6K on that little stick.
Well, what's DJI's general product cycle? Isn't it like every 1.5 years to 2 years?
1.5 to 2 years.
I think I asked, because I was asking Bardwell not too long ago and during one of his live streams. This is before I bought the DJI system. I asked him, what do you think about a new system coming out? Because some people were wondering, well, they're doing this Father's Day thing. Does that mean next month there's going to be a new system? And he said, with the DJI FPV system only has been out for about a year. And so the product release cycle is 1.5 years to 2 years. So he was like, I really don't think we're going to see a new FPV system this year.
Right. Did you see this? So I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Sam, that Lauren says, okay, now DJI does sell some race components, but they're not anywhere near.
If we're talking about that snail race system, that's been around for a while and it fell majorly flat. So I kind of want to hear more from Sam Burns about this. Like,
Yeah.
what he's talking about with that.
Yes. Here we
I would
go.
love to see those components.
Hey,
talk about them.
I know Rigger, but did you see? Did you see? No, just I want. You know what? I want to be like crazy, like Philly, and be like, look, mine has already got "Go Fly" on it. It already has "Go Fly" on it. Look, DJI sent me a special smart controller already configured.
Let's see. Idaho quadcopters here. He says Osmo Action too. I can see that. Maybe.
Really, before Pocket?
I don't know. It all depends.
Oh, another cool little gizmo that I also found, and this was at my local Ace Hardware. Check this bad boy out. It's called an LED fairy bulb.
Ooh.
And it's really trippy when you put it in and turn it on. It like turns colors. My daughter loves staring at it.
Hey, drone nerd.
What am I missing? Let me see. E-drone. Hey, what's up, dude? Osmo Action. I'm still thinking.
Drone here, Idaho here.
Sam.
So we're currently in the thick of discussing the DJI Cinewoop rumor.
Yes. We'll grant wishes. Let's see. What do I? Nah. Well, can I save it for a little while? Drone Supremacy is accepting 2-minute videos for his review video. My video file was too large to email to him. Any suggestions?
Upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video and let him grab it from there.
There you go. Hey, Sailor Steve. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad to have you in the house. How you guys been? Strange and unusual. Pissed off I didn't get my optical flow drone. John doesn't really think that the SEMA has optical flow in it, even though it says it does.
Oh, it's got a camera, and the camera does see something according to the damn app, but does it work? Doesn't feel like it.
Oh, wait, I can do this.
Drone, I also have DJI now. I'm all DJI now.
Oh yeah,
I've gone to the dark side. I've gone
fully digital. Fully digital. Oh, and wait.
I'll not give up on my analog friends. Don't worry. Ooh, the QX7.
Uh-oh. The throttle is not idle.
Actually, just today, this afternoon, I was in my backyard and I was doing some whooping with the UZ65. That's a pretty fun little whoop.
I'm not the only thing is the throttle gimbal, I guess you would say, seems I'm just not used to it. It seems like rough, you would say. I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, you need to adjust the tension.
Yeah.
You open up the radio and you can adjust the tension. I always adjust the tension on my radios. Actually, the one radio I didn't adjust the tension on was the Tango 2. I'm totally cool with, the Tango 2 is not sitting here, but I'm totally cool with how the Tango 2 feels.
Well, the biggest thing I wanted to do is I farted around. I figured, okay.
Joan just said, just watch when it freezes, though. Yeah, I mean, so far I've flown pretty far out and around objects, and I have yet to get a total and complete freeze. More like blurs.
You're so funny.
That 50 megabit update is pretty wild. I gotta tell you, it's pretty wild.
Ooh! I like this one. How about a 360 Osmo Action too?
Ooh, that would be sweet. I would love that.
Did you see this shit that Eric said?
Yeah, now all you need is the Mr. Steel mustache.
Whatever. Nah, he's trying to be like, what's his name? Guy Fawkes.
Sam Burns, no, I have not tried the jumper radio. I have heard fantastic things about the Radio Master and the jumper. And if my FreeSky radio, my X9D, were to break today, I would very likely end up purchasing a jumper T18, most likely. I will say, though, that there were some quality control problems that ended up happening with the jumper series. I don't know if they're still happening now with the T16, but apparently some really shoddy work started to go into those things. So just something to watch out for.
Radio. See, it's okay. Now we did. There's two different companies, right?
Yes,
People left Jumper and made Radio Master, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. Right. And there's advantages and disadvantages to both sides. But the T18 seems to be a pretty solid radio.
Oh, wait a minute, but it looks like Mike's saying, are you saying Radio Master's better, Mike? Oh, wait, Mitch too. Mitch saying the Radio Master too.
Radio Master. I would like to hear from you guys as to why, because, you know, I was in the market for another radio and I decided I didn't want a big honking radio because I already had the Free Sky one and it works fine as long as the thing doesn't break on me. I'll have compatibility with all my Free Sky stuff and it should be all cool forever. But if it were to break, then I would have to look toward either Jumper or Radio Master. So it's not something I've had to figure out.
The new firmware won't bind with the Tango 2. So wait a minute. What? Okay, did I hit something else?
Tango 2 has been a bit of a firmware mess. E-Drone probably, knows about that because I've had a bit of a firmware mess as well with it.
Oh, touchscreen too.
Yeah, it's got a touchscreen and all that good stuff. Absolutely.
Better grips. Well, they're just rattling them off now, man.
Okay, cool. So then you probably want the radio. I know Bardwell likes the Jumper T18. He said he liked the Jumper T18, but I don't know if maybe now he prefers Radio Master or what. I do know, though, that Jumper's quality went a little bit down the crapper the months from March to May. I don't know if they've fixed that since then. Some really shoddy work in there during those months. Could be, that thing that affects everything causing that kind of thing, but who knows?
That thing affects everything. Well, this is kind of switch gears a little bit and kind of go off on a little unique tangent. This is the actual first. Is it going to come up? Oh, it's going to take the full screen. The first drone delivery in the U.S. And it was actually it appears to a retiree. Yes, on October 19th, 2019. Oh, wow. It's so last year. I didn't know that in this company, and this is the guy it was in Christiansburg. That's kind of not really it's kind of a more metro area. It's not really, it looks suburb there, but I wouldn't say Christiansburg is, it's more developed than that, I would think. Having lived there a long time ago.
So what did they send in that drone, Bill? What are they delivering there?
Preparation age. No, I can't see. Let's see. Something, a little blue pill. No, not a little blue pill. Purple. Oh, inside the package was a purple winter vest ordered online by Susie Sizemeier. At the time, the novel transit of the 81-year-old retiree's new vest seemed more like a milestone in modern convenience. But since that first delivery, the global pandemic has transferred deliveries by drone from a high-tech amenity into something that provides Sizemeier and her husband Paul with added safety. As the coronavirus continues to fester across the United States, the couple has taken advantage of their city status as a testing ground for drone delivery company Wing. Wow. Cool. Very cool. Something cool and unique.
Very, very cool, or more like boo.
Well, see,
I'm thinking boo. Get that stuff out of here.
The thing that sucks even worse, man, is how they're going to rook us on the money. It's going to be like you're going to go. You can get here. They're going to let you fly anywhere. Get ready for it. You're hearing me say it right here. You're still going to be able to fly a drone. You're going to be able to fly anywhere. But you're going to pay, man. You're going to pay so much to fly anywhere. And what's going to
maybe, because self-building is still up in the air. Maybe you won't be able to fly any drone if they don't change those rules.
Here's the thing. They're going to give you they got to have complete control of the airspace. I mean, be logical. How are you going to have drones dropping, coming up, and they're all going to have to be coordinated and everything, whether it's delivering for Amazon, Pizza Hut, whatever. So you're going to have pretty much all of the space controlled. So in order for us to get our little sliver,
take care, E-Drone. He's E-Drone's popping out.
Okay, later, dude. Thank you for coming in. Come back and see us next week. We're going to be still strange, but I don't know if we're not going to rogue anymore. So anybody was interested in coming on the show sometime, please let me know. We're interested in new guests, and that was another tangent I went off on earlier. And you know me, I've got such short-term memory loss. You know, that was something I was going to bring up before about how we always have trouble coming up with something unique to tell you guys. So in the future, what we're going to do is have, when we get back to full force, and Ethan's able to come on more regularly, and Ron pays the power bill and he comes back. Now Ron got hit by a tornado up that way, if anybody doesn't know already, and they're out without power probably till maybe Friday. I think what they
Monday
said.
Is when he said estimate.
Oh, Monday! Yeah. Wow, Monday.
Hopefully sooner.
Hopes and prayers go out to Ron and his family, and hope they get power back sooner. So, but we're going to do stuff like Drone Therapy recommends, right? So, Drone Therapy recommends the best toy grade drone, the SEMA Optical Flow, 500S, whatever.
Yeah. No, not really.
With an honorable mention,
Or DeMarco just said he conducted his first FPV flight and loved it, and he actually may be investing in more toys. Very interesting. Hey, maybe we could have DeMarco on if he's looking towards some FPV.
Yes,
we could have an FPV night with DeMarco, because he looks like he sounds like he wants to be in the market.
Yeah, really and truthfully, Gary and John want to put together an FPV boot camp. And you saw Ron went AWOL. Ron jumped off the boat, man. He swam ashore, and that was it. So he left the island.
Yeah, he poor Ron.
So that's why I was trying to figure out a way, if nothing else, we can get to Dan. Dan's back in the house. So
well what's going to happen now, Bill? If what Lauren Donauer says is the real deal, Ron's going to be cine whooping with DJI.
Well, that's okay. No, but here's the thing. Think about what he said the package deal was. Okay, how much are the goggles?
Goggles are normally $520.
Okay, so you figure the goggles are $520, and so I don't think they're going to be able to produce a DJI quality Cinewhoop with a badass camera on it for less than $600 or $700.
Did Lauren say that the entire package deal was $1,000? That seems too low to me.
Exactly.
Obviously, he has connections that I don't, but that seems too low to me. However, we do know that DJI really, really, really wants to break into the FPV thing, and that could be a special introductory kind of deal that they're going to throw out there. I mean, I got the whole DJI system with the 2 air units for $640. You normally have to pay like $800. It's normally have to pay like $800 for that. So we've seen that they're willing to come in at aggressive prices in an attempt to win people over. So there's a possibility.
I got one. No, I can't. I remember some news that I saw posted that was on another drone news site, and I was like, and I almost went to snag it, and then I realized, no, it's too apolitical, I guess you would say. Some rumored news as to why we won't see the Mavic 3 anytime soon. Did you happen to see that, John?
No, I didn't.
It was just saying that that we may very well not see anything of major substance from DJI until after November, to see if things change or not, and to see if, which kind of is shitty if you think about it. I'm like, what the hell? So unless they're really paranoid about what's in the software.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And that kind of might allow us to segue into what Robert and I were kind of talking about in the chat earlier that I think is an interesting discussion. So let's see if I can bring this up without getting too political here. But okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard of the app TikTok, right?
Yeah.
The phone app TikTok,
right?
Where the United States government was talking about banning TikTok because the company that owns TikTok, ByteDance, is out of Beijing, China. And over the weekend, there was real fear that TikTok was literally just going to go away. And I still think that there's fear that TikTok is going to go away right now. Microsoft talked about a deal that they're trying to make with TikTok to buy it because, you know, the company would rather just sell it than allow it to be banned, because I believe the power to ban it is there through executive orders. So this is something that certainly
I tend to agree with this.
I tend to agree with that too. I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up after the first of the year as well.
And we'll see the Cinewhoop now. So, but I don't think it has jack shit to do with politics. I don't. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm sure people are pissed about it. But now here's the thing, you know, and Robert and I were thinking along the same lines. TikTok is being banned. Why? Because it's considered to be a national security risk. They say it's spying on Americans. All this stuff, right? Okay, that's what's alleged. What has DJI gotten in trouble for the past year, 2 years? I mean, DJI has been slammed by the United States government for having an insecure app. Are they sending video of our infrastructure back to China? Are they not? It begs the question, you know, could something like that happen to DJI? I mean, there's no yes or no to that, but interesting thought, right? And who would buy DJI in that kind of situation?
Well, yeah, and the thing about it is or what's going to happen to people that have a shitload of DJI product?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
So it's going to be like, we're going to donate it to a museum and go, okay, here's like $8,000. Thank you.
Yeah. And I wonder if people who do have a lot of DJI stuff. I mean, I've got DJI, I've got the Air units, I've got the Mavic Pro, the original one, the Spark. You know, what happens to these? Hopefully nothing would happen if such a transaction were to take place.
Have you seen this? I know exactly what Mike's talking about. I was watching Lawrence and Herman and Paul earlier, okay? And just all at once, the screen went white. And I didn't hear anything or nothing, and I had to go refresh the page and come back.
This is what I got. Normally, I keep the chat on my phone, and there you go. This is what I got. Something went wrong. Tap to retry. I have done this like 5 million times, and that's what I get every damn time. The streams are all messed up today. Something is wrong. I was trying to watch something on my TV too. I tried like 5 times, couldn't watch a stream. So YouTube is all messed up.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, here's a perfect point. And people are saying, well, you're a DJI fanboy. And I'm like, no, I want the stuff that works. You know, I want the stuff that when it says it's time to upgrade the firmware, it works. And if it doesn't, they fix it quickly. You know, I don't want to be trying to fly something that is quirky or bumpy. You know, if I'm going to do that, I want it to be my fault, like building my own FPV drone.
Here would be where I would think that if DJI was forced to sell to the United States, one bad thing that could come of that is if the company that they were forced to sell to was a public company and not a private company, then I kind of wonder if we would see as much innovation from them. Because right now, DJI is completely private. And as a private company, you don't have to worry so much about the stockholders and all these things that a public company does.
So,
you know,
like seeing strange.
Bill, don't screw people up before they start.
No, look what he's saying. He's saying it's an audio lag. So it's like a Japanese movie. It's like, hey, wa.
You're gonna cause people to restart the stream.
You're
gonna cause people to restart the damn stream.
Well, I just thought it was kind of funny because he was talking about an audio lag, and the first thing that popped into my head was those old cheesy Japanese movies that they tried to dub with English, and it would be like, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah, that would be interesting, right? That would be really interesting if a company like DJI was literally forced to sell their company because of something like that. It really sets an interesting...
How are we going to force them to sell that company?
Well, how can they ban TikTok? Apparently,
they would just sell it everywhere but here.
I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on how important is the American market to DJI too, right? But then where does that leave people here in the United States with DJI products? Isn't that a scary thought? I mean,
here's what I think is going to happen. Nada. There's too much money there. Way too much money there. They're going to end up having to bow and say, okay, here is our code right here. That's the only way. That's what's going to end up happening. It's because it's, and I can see that point. I can see that point. Now, if something strange happens and somehow that code gets leaked out after they've let the people look at it and go through it and find out that there's then I can see them, really going off the deep end. But the little bit that they have already given out has already opened up too many holes for them to be able to go, oh, no, we'll be perfectly honest from now on.
Yeah, I mean, plus it all depends on what the United States government at the time here is okay with. Like, I don't know if TikTok was open source, that no one's even talked about having the government go over the TikTok source code. Okay, they know that it's collecting data, they know it's being saved, so that is a difference. That is a difference. Our data is being uploaded to a company who is based in China. Yeah. Granted, it has an American CEO, but it is still a company based in China. Could they still use that angle, period, for drones coming from a Chinese company? Like even if they give them the code, is that going to be good enough? It may not be. It's a really interesting problem. It's a really interesting question. And there really is no good answer to it, but I would love to hear what you guys think in the chat. You think this could be a real threat, or do you think I'm just full of it?
Yeah, there you go. And in the
meantime, Roger and I had a long conversation about it, and we both think that there's definitely the potential for the stink to be stirred up there.
Yes, there is the potential, but again, it all has to do with how the world turns.
Yeah, exactly.
So as you can see, the highlighted person here I've got listed. Don't tell anybody, but Friday night he's going to be on the show showing actual footage of Bigfoot. Ooh. Well, no, not really, but that's what I said. I was looking to get attention to it. So go tell your friends it's Bigfoot footage. But make sure you all can post. Does anybody have a link for Matt's show for Friday? Anyway, so if somebody has it, or post his channel link, throw it up here, because Ron says he's got something very unique and interesting that he's only going to share Friday night on the show. And knowing my dumbass, I'm going to be doing something and I'm going to forget. Oh, wait, my grandkids are coming over and it's their birthday party. So I will probably miss it. So I'm still going to, but I'll go back and watch the replay. Absolutely. But yeah, get over there to Northwest Drone Productions, I think, isn't it?
I believe that's it.
Friday night. Jim, are you still in here? Can you post a link? Somebody post a link. Let's see. Who all we got in here? Does anybody come up with a
Tim Burns was saying if they were forced to sell, they would probably not give up all the proprietary goods. Yeah, most likely. Because remember, the issue is not that TikTok is logging data. Okay, all these apps log data. The issue is that the data is in the hands of a company based out of China. So it's cool to log data as long as you're an American company. That's cool. So yeah, that if they sold, it wouldn't. I think. Well, yeah. Just to touch on that finally, I just think it would maybe suck if they sold and then they weren't a private company anymore per se. Everything was wide open. Then maybe we wouldn't see as much innovation in the space.
Hey, AZ Drone. Wait, Ace, good to see you too. But okay, the subject is, and then as you can tell, because John's repeated it about 4 times now, is do you think in the present condition, and yeah, I don't want to, yes, John, I'm going to say yes. That's why I keep trying to change the damn subject.
Because Bill, you have a bunch of DJI drones.
That's what I said,
you're
man.
holding the smart controller there, and you don't want to have all this stuff turn into a brick. I get it.
No, we're going to have time together soon.
I get it. You know who would love it? Gary would love it if that happened. Then he'd be like, there you go, John. I told you. He would be that. He would say that.
They'll ban analog too, though.
He would
the bottom line is, yes, there we go. Gary put it up. Cool. So please,
technically that would screw me over with the DJI system too, even though the DJI system, once you activate it, really has nothing to do with DJI after the goggles have been blessed by the mothership and after the air unit has been blessed by it. You're still, now you have hardware that you can't necessarily count on in the future. Like, let's say they decide, all right, forget it. We're ban us in the United States. We're done with you. We're just done, which probably would never happen. But let's say it did. Those goggles would be pretty much done. Those goggles would be a done deal.
And you know what would happen with all the people in the U.S.? It would be like, no hack drones and all that stuff. It'd be like the rich people, because you're going to get so far and there's not going to be any more firmware updates. So they're going to find a way to block the drone from picking up that signal, but still flying. So, you'll have Mavics flying around that will have absolutely no internet connection. They'll be learning, was it Lightbridge, or was that early?
That was earlier. Mavics always used OcuSync.
Okay.
But you'll see
OcuSync's all we use now. There's no more Lightbridge, right?
Yeah, no more Lightbridge as far as I'm aware.
Except for, yes, my Phantom still has Lightbridge. Or does it?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. The current DJI GPS stuff, people would get stuff like no limit drones. They would continue to use that stuff, but at the end of the day, though, it would be a dead end road. We're talking about a dead end road here, where if you crash it, well, now you got to try to go find a used one. You got to hope that people maintain these apps, which they probably would, the third party apps and all that. And again, in the case of the DJI system, what?
No, because it's really Bigfoot, but he didn't want me to let it out. Yes, Luminar 4 rocks. I love Luminar 4.
Roger was right. Phantom 4 does have the light bridge, but I think that was the last one with the light bridge.
Yes. The Phantom 4 was the last one with the light bridge.
Yeah. With that being said, don't worry. These are things that are probably not going to happen, but they're fun to talk about.
Yes. It's kind of like the hype. Well, this is like the last rogue, whatever. We could talk about. I can come over here and I've got some more news. Let me bring up some more news.
Yeah, because I think the chances of this kind of thing happening is pretty low, but it's interesting to think about in the current climate.
This is going to create some interesting conversation. Okay, this is actually, I can't really play it, but as you can see, this is from an actual drone, shows the footage of the destruction. Now, of course, I can't play it and I can't do anything else because I don't want to get us in trouble.
Yeah.
But the thing I want to talk about is if any of you have seen the video, you'll see an explosion early, and then you'll see a very unique and distinct explosion happen like a split second later. And I don't know. It's kind of freaky to see that. Did you see what I was talking about, John? Did you actually see the explosion?
I saw the explosion, but I'm not really familiar with what you mean by like freaky. Like
the first explosion looked like almost like you're bringing down a building, right? Those kind of.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
Okay, and then like a half a second to a second later, there was an extreme explosion that was a mushroom cloud.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Then yeah, it almost looked like a nuclear explosion.
Yeah, and that was
Okay. Yeah, that I
that was
agree with. Yes.
freaky, man.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
it's
man.
like it created a
Exactly.
little mushroom cloud, just like a nuclear explosion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I understand. Yeah,
That was
if
really,
that's what you mean, then yes.
but I can't show it or anything. But because my wife, she's like, "Baby, did you see that? Did you see that?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" She goes, "It's that kind of cloud, because
Mushroom cloud. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right." But she was just trying to. She said, and then it was kind of funny because we had bacon wrapped mushrooms for lunch. So, and no, that's not funny. Anyway, so but yeah, and I was like, I looked at that, it was this bad, yeah.
Very, very terrible.
You might be right. The software I have does not run on Mac.
Mac.
What are we running here? Oh, Luminar? I thought Luminar ran on Mac. That would run on Apple products.
I thought it did too.
Because doesn't run? No, I don't know. I thought it did. I know it runs on all my stuff, but my stuff's Windows. And I love Luminar 4. Let's see. So we're what does everybody in the chat think? Is the next DJI drone coming out this year? If so, when? And if so, what will it be? And if not, when and if do you think the next DJI drone will be released? And what will it be? And again,
personally, I'm with Drone Pool. The Mavic 3 will come out next year. Not
yes.
They're going to ride the Mavic Air and what's out there is out there, and they're going to put this new FPV stuff out. But right before that, they've got a good lineup.
Well, see, here's the thing, and Lauren's saying October, November, which I don't see happening because how in the hell are you going to put it in people's hands by Christmas? If you don't announce it till October, November, then you're going to be giving it to people at Christmas. And unless you got everything dialed in perfectly, and I'm talking all the firmware is dialed in, the controller's working perfectly, the goggles are working perfectly, but usually most places want to have the product out a little sooner so it will go through a firmware update or two to get the kinks worked out, to get the heavy flow on the product coming, So I really and truthfully expecting to see it by the 1st to 3rd week of September and not any later.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, and then again, too, it all depends on when they release it. And
really? The Mavic 3 before Christmas like the Mini.
People didn't have to wait very long for their Air 2s, though, when the Air 2 was announced, though. So it could be something like that. Like if they announce in November and it really is all ready to go, then that Mavic Air 2 will be in people's hands pretty quick.
Or, yeah, the Mini, let's see.
Yeah, Mini did hit the market late. That's true. But also the Spark was due for, at the time, the Spark was definitely due for an upgrade.
But the thing about it was the Mini, because I got my Mini before Christmas, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to order it. Remember, I delayed and delayed, and still ended up getting it.
Mini was a huge mess with the shipping. It was a huge mess, from what I remember.
Yeah, but I just went to my favorite company. I went to B&H. That's where I go everywhere and get my stuff usually now. Except I got the smart controller from Best Buy because that deal was unreal. Release date. November 11th. Yep, dead on. November 11th last year. The heavily leaked Mavic Mini, as it's called.
Heavily leaked Mavic Mini.
I swear to you, that's what it says. Wait a minute, let me share this with you guys. It's hilarious.
Lon and Lauren have done some digging on that FPV quad, so there's probably something to that. I am still pretty shocked about the price.
Do you see this? November 11th, and right here, the heavily leaked Mavic Mini, as it's called.
Yep.
That's so funny. November 6th. Okay, well, close enough either way, but still, it was heavily leaked. So apparently, we will be hearing a lot more about this FPV drone in the coming weeks.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because we're already in August, so.
Definitely.
Really?
And look, you know what?
Don't you go there. Don't you go there. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
look, it's totally believable that DJI is going to do this Cinewhoop thing. You know, like I said, we've been talking about this too for weeks. That what's their next move? And the thing is, too, a lot of Cinewhoops, they're okay, but there's not a complete total solution for somebody who's a photographer who just wants to buy the thing and fly it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to kind of have that bug in you. You
But
got to
I kind of wonder though, is their Cinewhoop gonna run Betaflight? Is it gonna run an open source flight controller? That's what I wonder.
look at it. Look at this. Okay, so they'll have the election on Tuesday, and DJI will announce that Friday.
Ooh, Lauren was saying the Mavic 3 not until next year.
Right? Yeah, we agreed on that. I don't think that's coming. There's too much. Like you said, the Mavic Air 2 is. I mean, forgive me. The Mavic 2 Pro is a stronger bird, but right now the Mavic Air 2 is king of the block.
Yeah, not to mention, you know, in the current economy and all that, especially just across the world, not just in the United States, you know, to bring out a real expensive drone like the Mavic 3, I just don't know. I just don't know if it would really be a good idea.
What question on the Cinewhoop? Oh, do we have questions for you? He's saying, what question do we have on the Cinewhoop? Well, it's okay. What kind of VTX then? Is it going to actually be?
What kind of VTX? It's going to be analog, Bill. It's going to be analog.
I get that. No. But is it going to be a larger Cinewhoop, or is it going to be a smaller Cinewhoop with almost like a Caddx type air unit in it, miniaturized? Because remember, that was the one thing that Lauren brought up that we hadn't talked about. That he said it was going to be a smaller unit and able to be encased in even smaller systems. Remember? And he even, I think he even, was it him that made the reference to the Caddx system? I think it was, because we were talking about it and he was typing in the chat that night. And Ethan brought up Caddx, or you brought up Caddx. And then he was like, yes, but it's going to be DJI, but smaller, you know? So
yeah, listen, that's totally believable too, because look, Caddx took that air unit and made it smaller, right? So I definitely think that could happen as well. Definitely, all very, very plausible. And I hope that if that means that an Air Unit 2 is in the works for this Cinewhoop, that they also end up selling that to people who want to put it on their own drones. I mean, that would seem logical for them to sell that. As long as it's got the same capabilities of the current Air Unit, I would be happy with that.
Something else you got to consider too is if they build a very successful Cinewhoop, they might be able to slowly break in to selling motors, to selling small motherboards and stuff for the Cinewhoops, you know. So, but the only thing is then you're going to allow people to flash it with whatever software they want. So.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Is this Cinewhoop going to run? Well, I think it's going to run Betaflight, but the question is, are they going to allow you to flash it with your own version of Betaflight? Are you going to be allowed to configure it with Betaflight Configurator? If I had to guess, yeah, you're shaking your head. Hell no. I think it would be very locked down.
You're going to plug it into a computer and upgrade the firmware just like any other DJI.
You're going to have DJI FPV Assistant.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And you'll only be able to change little things here or there, which will, under the hood, be changing Betaflight. I do think they will use Betaflight.
And you know how you're going to adjust the goggles? You're going to turn it around, pull the cap back so that you can point the optics towards the screen. And then you're going to go, line it up this way, just like you would do with the sensors on the bottom of the other drone. Tiny details.
Their own too. That's also a possibility, Matt. But I know their goggles, though, are already pretty dialed in with Betaflight in terms of features. But then again, maybe for a new one, they would just not even worry about any of that. So who knows? Who knows?
Okay, so anybody that's in here that's not familiar, we got like 19 people watching, 2 of them me and John, so we got 16 17 watching. So anyway, please, I want everybody to know we're at August the 5th right now. Mm-hmm. And on August the 26th, we'll be doing another of our Support Your Local Drone channel. So, yes, if you're a new and upcoming drone channel, that's part of why I gave Fly Zone drone quadcopters a wrench so that they could come back hopefully on the 26th and show off their channel, because we go a little bit more overboard when we actually have the show. We'll actually highlight your channel. Sometimes we have guests on to kind of tell you, what they think might be, a good idea to do with your channel. We'll tell you if we like your cover art, stuff like that. We'll try to get you a few views and get you a few subs while we're doing it as well. So, yes, I saw that your link was posted earlier. I did see earlier that I have a comment from you on another Support Your Local Drone channel show. So I will get to your channel when we get done jabbering here in just a little bit, because we've been on for an hour already. Surprise, surprise. But I don't mind talking or BSing about anything else. Let's see. I will be able to get my channel in then. I missed the last one. I was at work. Yeah, that's here's the thing. Here's what I want you all to understand. Any of the old Support Your Local Drone channel shows, feel free to comment with your channel link, and we'll go back. Mm-hmm. And I can go back and look at those. And then if we're kind of having a lull in the show, I can just bring those up and go straight to your channel and highlight it right then and there. And plus, it kind of gets some more flow going back and forth. And some other people might watch this or look at the channel and see your link there and come over and subscribe too. But it kind of helps us build this little community that we got going, because I really want to try to get, quite a few people in here, especially for our Support Your Local Drone channel shows. And like I said, we're going to do the Drone Therapy Recommend series. It could be a car, it could be software, it could be cameras, it could be toaster ovens, it could be, and each one of the guys might have their own honorable mention or something.
Even the oven mitts, who knows?
Sponsored by Banggood. Bend over and they'll drive. So anyway,
he does not think that you'll be able to buy DJI Care Refresh for the Cinewhoop. It's possible. You can't buy Care Refresh for the DJI goggles, so no Care Refresh for that.
I bet you can. I bet you will.
Maybe. It depends.
It's too much money to be made, man. I said I bet you will. I mean, think about it. Look how many
don't fly themselves. It depends on what DJI does.
Okay, and don't get me wrong, Mikey, if you're out there, I'm not saying this to be mean. I love you, but look how many different drones through different Care Refresh Philly's got. Whether it be a flyaway here, whether it be a crash in the water here, whether it be clip the wire here. I mean, only paying $75 or whatever for a brand new drone 2 or 3 times is a pretty good deal. So I can see what they're saying.
Yeah, warranty programs exist for a reason. If they were a lose for the company, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah. So, but I really and truthfully think you're going to be shocked by this little Cinewhoop, because I think it's going to run, and I don't know if Lauren said this. We have already, or I think it's going to be a lithium-ion battery, very similar to the Mavic Mini, and it's going to last for anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes of flight time in a Cinewhoop. What's wrong? Go ahead.
I was waving hi to Blizzard FPV, and Sam Burns was saying that Lauren says that refresh will be on the Cinewhoop.
Yes, but what I'm going to tell you, it may even have GPS. It's going to be such a tiny little, and I think it's going to probably even have optical flow on it somewhere, and you're going to be able to lock it in, and it's just going to stop and sit right there. You're going to be able to have a little 5-inch or 3-inch Cinewhoop, and you're going to be able to, I can set it right here and just let it fly for 30 minutes while I was doing the show, and it will just sit right there. I'm telling you, that's what they're going to build.
I hope that for the Cinewhoop that they make a way that you can wire in your own receiver from a different radio if you have it. That would be really nice, especially for a bunch of people that already have the FPV system but didn't buy that DJI radio. Because to have to buy that radio just for that Cinewhoop, that would suck. That would suck. I would actually consider getting it depending on a lot of factors, but if I had to buy the DJI radio for it with it,
Here's something else. Here's something else. They may be able to do it for $1,000, and here's why. Because it just dawned on me when I was talking about blurting out that GPS. DJI has a damn good optical flow system. They don't need to put They don't need to put GPS on that Cinewoop. Optical flow will do enough, and they won't be burning up all the battery juice. They won't need all that extra tech in there. They'll be able to do more with the software with the Whoop.
Yeah, and I guess what you're also saying is that they can use some of their research and development that's already been done for their other drones and just kind of put it in there. So, you're not having to
the more I got to thinking about it is you don't need a GPS in a Cinewoop. It's almost ridiculous. I can't see why. I mean, what do you want to fly up 400 feet in the air and take pictures?
I mean, well,
yeah, okay, fail safe, return to home. I can see that.
I was just gonna say the GPS that we use right now on these are for return to home. It would also be nice to hover in place. I mean, that's the reason why iNav is a thing. Okay, iNav exists because people wanted a way to have all those things, a compass, or all that stuff. So iNav does exist for a reason. So I could definitely see it having a GPS on it for that.
I was trying to figure out a way to make it, because yes, they're going to want to bust into the market, but I'm trying to figure out how $1,000 for the goggles, the controller, and the drone are going to make money for DJI. Because we're talking about 3 pieces of hardware. We're not just talking about one. And I'm like, and we were all, remember, we speculated that night. We were figuring what the bare minimum was. And we were saying at least $1,250.
Yeah, I'm really skeptical of that $1,000 price, but I know he says that's what it is. So, he's got better connections than I do, obviously. So
yeah,
hey, it's great. But I tell you what, like we were talking about earlier, DJI is aggressive as hell with the market, and if they want in, they're gonna drop that price to where they try to get in.
Yeah, it's possible it's close. Robert, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming by. I gotta feel. Here's the thing. I gotta think it's gonna be based on a protocol that, like John and I were saying, that is DJI balls to the wall. You're gonna plug it in, and you're going to download firmware, just like you do every other piece of DJI hardware you got.
Well, look, I really do hope that they allow people to use their own radio with it. I know Sam Burns is saying it looks like he might be able to. That would be great. That would be absolutely great. But
that's giving up a lot.
I just have a hard time seeing them let people do that. But then again, they've treated this FPV system a little differently than they have their past products. Just DJI working with Betaflight is something that nobody thought would happen. Making their goggles work with open source software, Betaflight, and adding and plus they didn't just make it work with it. They've done all these little things that they didn't have to do. What if it works with the smart controller?
That would be really wild. Yes, that would be cool. Wait, okay. Since we're really diving into the water, it's going to work with the Go Fly app.
Matt thinks they're going to lose sales if they keep it only to their proprietary radio. Yeah, it's a possibility. But then again, you got to think about the kind of person that might be buying that thing, right? It's going to be someone who's really serious about aerial photography. So someone who's really super serious about aerial photography is going to be buying that.
Yeah, and then I can't remember that.
Listen, this product is not going to appeal to the general hardcore FPV freestyle or race community. It's just not. It's going to appeal to a lot of the camera guys who, they've gotten a hold of the DJI system, but now they don't really know what to do with it because they're not super huge on the freestyle. They're not huge on the racing, but they love to take pictures. Is what they've been doing for years with their regular old GPS birds, camera birds. So what do? The only place they can get a cinematic whoop is to either build it themselves or buy one off the shelf. And well, we've seen what happens when some people buy iFlight Cinewhoops off the shelf. That's interesting. There is a lot of cheap junk out there too. Some stuff is fantastic. Like Kelly was talking about the Cinerun, and that thing looks absolutely amazing. But none of it's going to be compared to what DJI can come up with in a cinema.
And the perfect example is, and this is like DJI doesn't play, was the air system itself. Everybody was skeptical. Was it Fat Shark was going to come out with, what was it called? What was that?
Frost, and they are re-releasing that pretty soon, apparently.
How long has that been coming?
It's been coming for about a year now.
No. Here's the thing. DJI comes out with the air system, and Bifrost goes, "Oh, damn!"
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty cringe. That whole Bifrost system was pretty damn cringe to start out with.
And they knew it too. They were like, "Oh, we're done, man. We don't have anything close." And then, so that's why we're saying that this Cinewhoop is going to be unreal. It may have the kitchen sink in it. It may weigh, but here's the thing. Like John's saying, camera guys are going to love the fact that you can take this little drone and get footage where you can't with your camera drone. We're talking within inches of a car, like going down the lines of a car, flying down the side of it, or for that matter, flying through the window of the car and going through to the other side,
or flying through the woods, flying through trees. I mean, there's so much that you can do with the Cinewhoop that you can get shots with that thing that you just can't get with your typical classic GPS stabilized birds. You just can't do it.
And here's my thing. So in some instances, it's not going to be, outdoors in the woods. It's going to be inside. Mm-hmm. Kind of like we saw, what was it in the Mercedes Museum with that Cinewhoop? But you're going to have to be able to maintain a signal and stuff. And I'm not sure that GPS is going to be able to penetrate through all that stuff. That's why I'm thinking that they may very well put out a new optical flow system like we've never seen before for this little Cinewhoop. And they're going to tell you, hey, don't go above 100 feet. It's not going to be that kind of thing. It's going to be a complete Cinewhoop. So they're going to say the optical flow has, a 90-meter limit. And that's going to be it. You fly beyond that, you're on your own.
Yeah, Bill, actually, I think it's going to be both. I think there's going to be a GPS on board, and I think it's going to have some pretty mad optical flow. I think it's going to be both.
Wow, yeah, so it's going to have OA too? Let's just go balls to the wall, man.
I bet it will have both. Yeah, because of the reason you said, going inside is one of the things that is you can do with the Cinewhoop. I tell you what, one thing I really hope they do, and I know they're probably going to do it if all of this pans out, man, whoops are loud. Anyone who's flown a whoop knows how loud the thing is. I've got the Hornet. It literally sounds like hornets. I hope that DJI makes the thing nice and quiet because, okay, great. You've got this whoop that it's got the prop guards, very, very safe, very, very safe. You can go around anywhere. But the sound, if you try to fly it somewhere where there might be some people, everyone's going to be looking at the damn thing. Everyone's going to be looking at the freaking whoop. The sound is something that a lot of people don't even think about when buying a Cinewhoop today. Like, how is this thing going to sound in the field? Easily, the Green Hornet, the iFlight Green Hornet, is the loudest, one of the loudest drones I own. Easily.
Let's see if it works. Let's see what it looks like.
And DJI does excellent work with the low noise propellers. And like you said, Bill, the Mavic Air 2 practically sounds like it's not even there, right?
Yep. Do you remember last week? Oh, where did it go?
So I'm sure that they've already addressed that.
Now, it's not horribly great. It's okay. But I did figure this out. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah. Woo. Can you see that? That's the transparent GIFs.
They look good.
I thought
like, comment, and subscribe.
I need to misspell everything so that people will give me hell about it. And then remember last week. But here's cool. Here's this. It'll actually work this week. Ready? Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
grab that Facebook. Oh, no, it's gone.
Yeah. But yeah, it was something I was fiddling with, something I was playing with. Well, I think we're kind of getting to that kind of time, and we're chilling out here. And like I said, anybody that's interested in coming on as a future guest, or anyone that has news or something that you would like to talk about, because we struggle sometimes for finding, unique subject matter for you all. That's why we're going to try to reach out and branch out and do some more software stuff and do some other kind of things and everything.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. So anyway, I'm going to switch it over to John, let him say his good evenings to you, because it seems like he needs to take off.
Yep, guys, it was great chat. Awesome. You guys provided a lot of info tonight. Very, very interesting. I'm definitely going to be looking more into all this as well. Thanks for sticking around. I see we still got 15 people here. You guys are great. And yeah, you guys have a good night. We will definitely see you in the next show.
And very cool. And like I said, please check out some of our previous shows. Please share with your friends. Next week, drag as many people as you possibly can every Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, here on Coast to Coast Drones. Live long and prosper, everyone.